more Vicki Boutin Mixed Media, I want to focus on some more background techniques. So I kind of did an overview. Now we're going to, again, focus on exactly the application and how I achieved some of the looks that I got. And this is one of the layouts that I have with my lovely daughter, Devin. And I used some glaze and glitter. So I'm going to show you how I did this. I also want to show you some of those aha moments I've had since this product is released and I played with it, because that's the key. You allow yourself some time to play. So when you're done watching these videos, I really hope you take it and apply it. Let's get that happening by showing you a few more ways to use some of the Vicki Boutin Mixed Media. We have 3 different glazes. We have a silver, we have a gold, and we have, get them all in my hands, the iridescent. So I use the iridescent on this layout. It's not going to show up so well on the white, so let's go in with the gold. So I'm going to show you this technique. You need glaze, you need a stencil, you need a palette knife. So a lot of ladies are like, well, I want to show you to show me exactly how you stencil. It's easy. The key is place your stencil where you want. You do not have to fill the entire rectangle with pattern. It's actually more interesting if only part of the circles are filled. And the other key is less is more. You don't want to take a huge gob of the glaze medium and put it on your palette knife, because it'll seep underneath the stencil. So I'm going to take, see, look at nice creamy consistency. Take your palette knife, that has some purple in there, but we'll pretend it's not. Take your palette knife, put it on, look at, that's not a ton, okay? And then take it on an angle and just drag it through the stencil. So I think mine had a little bit of acrylic paint, but that just is like a little added surprise. Not a big deal, right? Look at, do you see the beautiful texture in that? That's easy, you can do this. So then you just lift your stencil off, and if I wanted to move it around on the page, just take it, use what's on there. Do you notice I'm holding my stencil down? That's another key, because you don't want to move the stencil when you go to reload your palette knife and lose the crispness of the image. So that is easy. And do you also notice, here's another little Vicki trick. I am taking my palette knife when I'm done on an angle and cleaning my stencil off, because I don't like a lot of work when I'm done. That takes most of the medium off, so I can quickly clean this. I don't have it set up, but normally what I would have is a paper towel open. Always remove as much of the material dry before you add water, because if there's tons of glaze on here and you put a really wet baby wipe, you're just going to reconstitute that and have gold glitter everywhere. So just make sure you wipe most of the medium off and then clean it up. And I always like to keep, I'm kind of a little OCD. I like my stencils clean. So every time I use it, I want it to look like it came out of the package. But I'm a freak like that. So if you like messy, painterly stencils, you do what makes you happy. So I have my glaze down, and I'm going to add, while the glaze is wet, the fine glitter. I don't have to put an adhesive on here because this glaze still is wet. So this is a technique you have to do right away. But see, I just sprinkled some of the glitter on there, and I'm going to grab a sheet of paper and take that and tap it off. Look how easy that was. So here again, you might like techniques that are super messy and paint everywhere. You might have some OCD issues like me and want it contained. It's contained funk, right? I made it fun, artsy and fun. I say fun a lot, so just kind of go with it. That's what I do. I put it on here and I get this lovely glitter. I could have painted the background. I could have put it on a pattern paper, whatever you want to do, but it's easy. That's the key. The other thing I want to show you is this little trick that, just messing around with my glazes, I came up with this one. So on my craft mat, or pardon me, on my sheet of acrylic, you'll see that there are some shavings. I literally took one of my art crayons and just scraped some of the color off. Don't worry, it still will work. This crayon eventually, if you're using them like I expect you to be, is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller until it's time to buy a new set, because you're using them all the time. So another thing, say the tip broke because you were rubbing a little hard. Well, here's something you can do with your remnants. I'm going to take some of the iridescent glaze. You could also take a clear glaze or some of your matte medium if you don't want any sparkle in it, and you could mix it in there as well. What this is going to do is create texture, but a colored texture. Oops, sorry. See, I'm Canadian. I had to throw one sorry in there. You'd step on my foot and I'll apologize. So let's throw a little bit of the iridescent glaze down and mix it in with the art crayon. So I'm going to take that, and it's a little bit of work. You have to press that in. But now I'm tinting. What am I getting? Purple iridescent glaze. So you did not need to mix any of the moisture in here, but it's like getting your icing ready, or you know, it's like a episode of Top Chef or something, but don't eat it. That wouldn't be a good thing, right? And then you're just going to blend some of that purple in, but look at the magic there. By mixing the two products, I did not have to have a purple glaze. I'm making my own with the art crayon. So again, sorry, this takes a little bit of time. And you could even leave it. If you wanted those chunks, a little bit of the chunk of purple in there, you totally could go with that. Again, see, that's something I'll try the next time. Let's see what it looks like when there's little chunks of the art crayon in there. But that, we're gonna go with that. If you want it to be blended more, all you have to do is just keep working it, okay? And I'm going to now scrape it up off the mat. I'm gonna use the same stencil, so there might be a little gold in it, but we're okay with that. And I'm gonna put it on this background. And pull now iridescent purple glaze, so it just has the sparkle in there. Look how fun that is though, and I think it's fun is just in the making. The magic we can make by just practicing and playing, because your whole key now is, it's okay, it's a piece of paper, the investment isn't huge. So that is art crayon with a little bit of the iridescent glaze, glaze and stencil, and glitter, and you can do beautiful backgrounds on your scrapbook pages, your cards, your planners, your mixed media, whatever you want to do. I just want you to give it a try, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that helped with some of the questions that you have, and I can't wait to see what you make. So make sure you share and hashtag Vicki Boutin, so I will look through all of my social media channels to find what you're making. Have fun with it.